Okay. All right. Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today for this important discussion on tips and tools for busy managers. This webinar is all about equipping you with the tools and tips you need to maximize your productivity and becoming a boss at time and task management. All right. I'm thrilled to introduce our speaker for today, Gloria Momo. Gloria is a renowned leadership expert with over 15 years of experience helping managers and business owners conquer their workload and get the most out of their teams. Throughout this section, Gloria will be sharing actionable strategies and insights you can implement right away. We'll also have our time for question and answers at the end, so come prepared with your questions. Whether you're a seasoned manager or just starting out, this webinar is for you. Let's dive in and learn how to become the most efficient, effective manager we can be. Over to you, Gloria.
Hello everyone, good evening. I
Good
hope my
evening.
network is not that bad.
No, we can hear you.
Okay. So for the course, so for the duration of this webinar, I'm going to be sharing my screen. I have slides of the presentation I've made. So, if you need the slide later after the presentation, you can indicate at the end of the webinar, and it will be sent across to you. So, for starters, this today we are going to be talking about tools and tips for busy managers, how to boost your performance, and the tips that you need to go about this journey. Um, if you can see my screen, just let me know.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So, firstly, we I welcome everybody again. Once again, good evening. Managing a team can be incredibly rewarding. Everybody knows it gives you the ability and the landscape to exercise your leadership personality, but also it
Gloria, I don't know if it's just me, but I can't hear you anymore.
rules and hurdles. As a manager, you often find yourself juggling through responsibility. So which most times will leave you feeling overwhelmed and tired at the end of the day. But today we'll be talking about these challenges and how we can navigate through them properly to ensure that we have this work-life balance, like everybody say. Firstly, one of the challenges of being a busy manager is that you feel overwhelmed by the work. Feel like I can't do anything today, the work is too much, or you have difficulty prioritizing the tasks. The time management is a struggle, and delegation of taxes to your team members can be a dilemma too, because you have difficulty in trusting, oh, this team member is going to be able to carry out the task according to my expectation, according to what I want. There is communication breakdown, and then which leads to the lack of work-life balance. So one of the keys to maximizing and going through these hurdles efficiently is communication key. You have to be able to communicate effectively with your team members. Like communication is a very strong foundation to for your relationship with your team and actually to grow a successful working space. You need to understand, okay, these team members that I'm working with, what do they understand? How do they understand? What kind of language do I need to speak to them? Communication cannot overemphasize in a work environment. If I am talking as a manager, my team is understanding, suffer, and my team member to suffer, and the task in question is going to suffer too. So, because to avoid all of those hurdles, communication is key. We need to, as a manager, we need to learn and to use clear and concise jargon when we are speaking to our team members. Use over complex structure. Understand the level of understanding of your team. For instance, if it's a corporate word, you can use corporate jargons. You can use linguistic grammars to communicate with your team members. But if you're working in a blue collar environment, understand that okay, this person does not understand me if I'm speaking too much or I'm trying to emphasize on particular topic. Speak them in the way that they understand. Be clear when you're making this you are assigning this task to them or you are communicating with them. Clear when you are stating your desired outcome so that in the end the tasks the project that you want to be handled clearly. Now for remote team, when it comes to communication can be a barrier because first you don't have this physical contact every time. And so when remote teams, those video meetings, please, when you are texting, the language of text message, it can't as the message sometimes can be misinterpreted. It's better if you have a meeting with them and then you explain what you want them to do for you or want them at hand. So for both things, use video meeting you and enhance communication. Then another thing that's very important is prioritization. The technique will be like your secret weapon in conquering your workload, your day-to-day workload. If you prioritize your tasks every day, you have solved like 50% of the problem as a manager. Begin your day.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the network is really bad because I could barely hear her and I was trying to communicate that by raising my hand. I don't know if she saw the hand I was raising. Network is terrible. So if we just give her like a minute to join back. Network is terrible today. Sorry, did we all get that? Did we get that? To be sure my network is even good. Okay then. All right. Mm. I'm trying to reach her. Um, Yeah, she'll be joining us soon. But it's her network. Hi Gloria, welcome back.
Sorry, my network dropped me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm going to start from the beginning if you don't mind.
Okay. I'm sorry
I don't
about that.
actually know. I can't actually. Yeah, I didn't actually realize where it dropped. It just hung.
Okay.
So if you can see my screen, just let me know.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm starting from the beginning. For for managers, okay, managing a team can be incredibly rewarding. I mean, it gives you the ability to spread your wings as a leader, experience leadership hurdles, and also lead a team, be a leader, flex your leadership muscles too. But at the same time, it can be very stressful. It can be really it has its own fair share of struggles, and which is one of the things that managers go through these days. Managers often juggles through multiple responsibility and tasks during the day that they can't really focus on which one I should do first because they have piled up work from the previous day. They have deadlines that they need to meet today, and so it can be really crazy. One of the many challenges that managers can go through is feeling overwhelmed. You wake up every morning, oh, it's another day, and I'm overwhelmed with work because I didn't finish my tasks for the previous day, and I have a lot to do today too. They have difficulty in prioritizing tasks. Time management is a struggle. Delegation of tasks are challenging. Communication barriers and lack of work-life balance. Now, one of the tips that we are going to be sharing today is communication. One of the tips that can help you as a manager to navigate through all these few of these many hurdles that you go through is communication. Now, as a manager, you have team members. One of the key ways to enhance your work life is going to be how you communicate with your team members. How you communicate with your team members go a long way. Effective communication is a very key foundation for successful teamwork. It's about ensuring that your message is understood exactly as you intend. So when you are speaking to your team members, you understand that I want you to understand me as I'm telling you. I want you to get it word for word, so that what I want again comes to be, and the team does not suffer. I don't suffer. You don't suffer. Now you avoid jargon and complex sentence structure. One of the things I'm going to use is people work in white collar organization. You can use diplomatic words. You can use organizations, there are some people that might not really understand what you are saying if you're using those structured sentences. You have to understand, okay, what does my team member understand here, and how best do I communicate that he gets what I want at the ending, so that the goals and the expectations that I'm setting as a manager would be would be accomplished at the end. You need to understand how to communicate, and what language best does my team understand. You have to find out if everyone is on the same page as you. Clearly outline what needs to be done and the desired outcome. So if I'm as a manager and I want to speak to my colleagues, I need to ask, okay, what's the best way to tell this person that I have to I have to find out myself as a manager and then speak in the language that that team member will understand. So communication is very key. Team, even though you're not a manager, even in a team, communication also is very, very key. Because if I know a particular information for a project that we are handling and you don't know, the project will suffer, me, I would suffer, and the team members in question too will suffer. So in order to avoid all of this, it is essential that we communicate with our team members as a manager and also as a team. Now for remote teams, which has now become like the trend in this modern day, people work from home a lot. And for managers who manage teams that work from home, it can be a hurdle when you are trying to get a project done and maybe one person is not picking or they're not seeing your message and the rest. It is better if you have video meetings. For remote teams, non-verbal cues and face-to-face interaction can bridge the physical distance already between you. So when you have video meetings, when you schedule video meetings with your team to enhance communication, it helps. It helps go a long way to make your tasks easier as a manager. The next tip would be prioritization. Now, the prioritization technique is like your secret weapon, your magic wand that you can use to navigate through a busy schedule for a manager or for a team member. You can do that by, when you begin your day in the morning, you say, these are the tasks I want to do. You set them you set them according to priorities, according to importance. You say, okay, this and at least 5 tasks in the morning that I want to do according to importance, and then I schedule them according to time too. For me, I use the ABC method, which is highlighted on my slide. The ABC method is a method where I use to label my tasks according to importance and priority. So for tasks that are under the A group, there will be tasks that I must do. So these taxes are the ones that nobody can help me to do it. I have to do them myself. They are allocated to me, they are assigned to me. While the tasks that are under B would be the tasks that of should do. Should do are tasks that I can give to somebody. Okay, can you help me look at this? Can you help me do this? And then I would oversee it. I don't necessarily have to handle them myself, but they should be done. Why tasks of under the grade of C are tasks that can be delegated or deleted. It means that I don't necessarily have to do them today. I can carry them over tomorrow, and or I can actually just give it to someone entirely to handle the tasks. As a manager, you need to have methods like this that helps you prioritize your tasks in the scale of preference of importance and priority. Now, one thing I would tell managers for most of the people that I've met is please learn to delegate your tasks. Learn to give your team members the benefit of doubt to carry out this project for you. You must not do everything for it to be done right. If you do this, it allows you to focus more on things that are more important, on high priority tasks, and actually helps you go through the day without the feeling of being overwhelmed. So on for the next tip that we're going to be sharing after prioritization of tasks, I think I've already given a hint, would be delegation. Now, delegation of taxes, most managers have problems here because they feel like my team members cannot really carry out the job like I want them to, or they will not be able to do according to my taste. And because of that, they feel overwhelmed. They feel the struggle of the everyday level of a manager. Now, delegating appropriate tasks to your team members can help you make make time for important tasks like I previously stated, like I previously say sorry, and gives you this room for a work-life balance. Delegation is a powerful tool. Can help you free up time. It can make you focus on important tasks. However, it can be tricky. So you have to create trust within your team and say, okay, I trust you enough to handle this. So handle it. Give them room. Empower them with the ability to make decisions, your team members. If you show your team that you trust them, okay, I trust you to do this, they wouldn't want to disappoint you. They just live up to the expectation. I'm grateful for the people that I've worked with that give me the ability to grow while handling the tasks that they have sent me over time. And because of that, has helped me to grow, partly become the person that I am today. So give room for your team members to get tasks to them. It's tricky to trust people to make choices and decisions on your behalf, or that you know that I need to do this done, I need to be done properly. But when you trust them that I'm seeing you with this task and I trust your decision, that you will delegate tasks to remember according to their skill level. Now, if you know that Mr. A can perform at a 70% rate for this task, you will give him a job that would require him to perform at a 70%. Maybe in a work setting, it's just like you're giving a security a job or an admin. You will be really disappointed because it's not that it's as jobs or tasks according to their skill level. So you don't become disappointed and expectation on how this task has to be done. So when you're allocating tasks and delegating tasks to your team members, tell them, okay, I want you to do this and this. Give them if you can even give them a step by step guide, that's if it's the first time you're dealing with them, it will go a long way. So you know that so they know exactly what they have to do and the expectations that you have from them at the end of this project. Now empower your team to make decisions, empower your team members, okay, I trust you to get a call on or a sale on this project and let's see how you do. That's the way that you give room for your team members to grow. And give room for feedbacks and support. So when they do well, tell them, oh, okay, you did great on this job. Give a comment so that they take note of that and they'll be able to help you later. In this delegation does not stop at the first time you delegate tasks to them. When you do it for the first time, you're able to trust them for the first time gives you room to, okay, now I have someone that I can trust to do this afterwards, which would relieve you a lot from your workload every day as a manager. Then make them accountable for the results of this task. So if it works well, oh, it's good for this person. If it doesn't work well, you also say, okay, this didn't work well because this person and this person didn't do this. Make them accountable for the project or the tasks that they are handling. If it seems difficult to trust your team with a task, find who you trust to teach them. Now, within a group of people, if there's a manager, there's someone actually there's always somebody that is the manager's right hand. If you have difficulty in trusting the rest of your team to carry a particular task for you, you can just find someone that you trust to teach them the way you want this task to be carried out, or explain to them as earlier stated, the way you want these tasks carried out. It will go a long way in helping you to navigate through your daily workload. And the next tip, which is one of the most important tips, is time management. Learn to manage your time. I tell people, if you really want to work efficiently and effectively, having a to-do list, having a schedule for your day cannot be overly emphasized. You need to create a to-do list for your day. Manage your time effectively. Effective time management is one of the ways business managers or managers in general thrive in a busy day. When you organize your tasks for the day according to commitment, according to importance, according to resources, it will go a long way. First, one of the way you do this is when you're setting your to-do list. You wake up in the morning, you have your calendar. Probably for those that use diaries, or you use your Google Calendar. You can schedule your tasks for the day. Okay, I wake up in the morning. Let's use the 9 to 5 standard work time. So by 9 o'clock, I have this specific tasks that I'm doing, and by 8 o'clock, I have by 10 o'clock, I have a meeting, and by 11, I have this. So I already know what I'm doing for the 9 to 5 throughout the time that I'm going to be spending at work, and that would give me an organized work life balance, because I know, okay, after 5 p.m. my all the schedules that I have for the day are done. Then I can, from 6 to the rest of the day till 9 the next day, I have time to go about my personal life. One of the ways for you to do this, for it to be possible, is setting clear and realistic goals. I think this has been mentioned before. Setting clear and realistic goals is when you say, okay, at the end of the month, let's use an instance of you sell a particular product, and at the end of the month you want to sell 10 of these products. It's You make sure that the 10 that you are saying at the end of the month you want to sell are clear and they are realistic. For instance, if it's a house that you sell, you're a realtor, you work in the real estate organization, and then you want to sell 100 houses in a month, and the area is located at probably, let's say, Waterside in a it's going to take a lot for people to buy 100 house in a month. Like, you have to do a lot of marketing. Even though it might be realistic in your eye, but it might not be really realistic if you logically think about it. So such realistic and clear goals for yourself if you are setting your to-do list. So if I know that a task is going to take me more than an hour to do, I would allocate more than an hour for that task. If I know that, okay, um if I'm really concentrated on this task, I can do the task in less than an hour. Set less than an hour for it because it's realistic. Now create a following and create and follow a to-do list. Like I said, a to-do list cannot be overly emphasized. So as you wake up in the morning and you want to set your focus for the day or set your focus for the week, make sure that everything that you're setting is like, okay, I have something that I'm doing today and I'm following them appropriately to ensure I have a work-life balance. Now, eliminate distractions. During the time that you have set for these particular tasks that you are doing, make sure that you are not distracted. You finish your tasks, and then you during this time limit, so you can be able to do all that things, so you can have this work-life balance. During your work time, let it be work, and during your personal time, let it be personal. And when you're setting your to-do list for the day, also make sure that the resources available for this project that you are setting are, like, you are really assessed. So if I'm saying I have to be in 4 meetings, do I have the resources to be in 4 meetings? If I have bad network, if I don't have um supply and the rest, do I have do I have the appropriate resource to carry out the tasks or the priorities that I've set for today? You need to assess them before you set your to-do list, and then assess importance. So I have 5 tasks I want to do, but I'm going to scale them in order of importance. So after you have assessed your to-do list, assess the importance of these taxes and put them in scales. So that's how you do it. Now, these are tips for a busy manager. One of the two that I use as a manager to access to go through my very hectic day is Drogo. So I'm going to be explaining what Drogo is. For me, Drogo is a project management tool that helps me streamline my workflow. That help me streamline my workflow. It is a software that is designed to centralize my tasks, boost team collaboration, and keeps projects on track. With Drogo, you can actually do a lot. You can set your focus for the day. It helps you with your to-do list. It helps you with your goals. It helps you with communication with your team. It helps your manager. It helps managers actually to be there and not be there. Like they can be there, seeing what you're doing, monitoring your performance, but they don't need to be physically there because they know that you are doing something. Managers don't have to ask questions of, oh, what have you been doing since morning? They can see your focus for the day. They can see the things that you have done and things that you have not done. Now, for Drogo, what Drogo helps, like Trello, for most managers who might know different management tools, it offers the Canva boards that gives you a clear view of your project workflow. You have stages for your project workflow, like is it either if I assign a project for myself or maybe my manager assign a project for me, depending on the progress of that project, my manager can see it. It's either the task is done or the task is in review or the task is blocked or the task is in review. So Drogo helps me to do that. Like Asana, Drogo also empowers me to set tasks for my team members. So apart from me setting my focus and creating my to-do list for the day, my manager also can set it. And as a manager, I can also set tasks for my team members. So I want it to do that, and I don't want I don't have to call you to say, okay, I want you to go to this place and do this. I can just say, go to this place and do this and assign it to you, and you will get a notification that I've assigned a task to you and it needs to get done. I can also set timelines for these projects that are assigned to you to do all that as a manager. I don't necessarily have to be following you physically to ascertain that you're doing something and you're getting project. It helps to involve individual tasks. To do it, Drogo provides a personal task management system. It helps to base my performance for the week. Drogo can do. It shows when my goals are set for the month is accomplished or not. If it is, it will be showing. If it's not, my manager will see it. So I don't need to explain too much. If I'm not doing well, I cannot forge it. It is on Drogo. My manager that's seeing it on Drogo will be like, okay, you're not doing so well this month. If I'm doing so well, my manager can see it and give me kudos. Okay, you've been doing so well this month. So that's what Drogo help me do. So that, and that's why I pick Drogo as one of the management management. In conclusion, for busy managers, you can significantly benefit from the right tools and tips, honestly, to optimize your productivity and leadership by leveraging all these resources and the tips that have been shared today. You can streamline your workflow, maximize efficiency within your team. You can make data-driven decisions and business-driven growth. You can achieve better work-life balance with Drogo and or any other project management tool that you have decided to use. You develop skill and stay ahead of rapid changing business landscape. So by implementing all of these tools and tips, managers can transform their work life, unlock potential, and lead their team to success. Remember, the keys to finding all of these work-life balance is not really hard. It's very simple. If you follow at least one or two of these tips, if not all, you are just a step to getting that work-life balance that everybody have been saying. There's looking like a far-fetched dream, but I can assure you, work-life balance is something that is real. Uh, on that note, thank you very much for your time. The floor is open. If you have any questions and or any contribution, I would appreciate that right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Gloria, for that insightful presentation. Right. Okay, I can see a hand raised up. Assuming that's a question. Please go ahead. Okay. Good
Yeah,
evening.
good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Can anyone hear me? Okay, I have a question, right? So for someone like me, I work in like a rapid changing office environment, right? So like there are times where I have my time scheduled, I know what the tasks I want to do, I know the time I want to do them, but like there are just like crazy changes in the project and it kind of throws me off balance. So I need like your expertise advice as regards how to navigate this because I actually use a tax management app, right, to also like um align my tax and prioritize my tax. But when I have situations like that, I find it a little bit difficult to have that work-life balance that you're saying because most of the time I have to carry it over, right? So it's always a little bit taxing. So like, what's your advice on how to navigate through that?
Okay. To answer your question, or does anybody have an answer before I say anything? Okay. So in the absence of none, to answer your question, for there is in a workspace, there's always going to be room for change. I always tell my um leave room for change, no matter how much you have planned, no matter how much you have organized. Create a little bit room for change. Now, for unexpected responsibilities being thrown at you, even after your work times, I'm guessing what you're asking is after you're done for the day, you've prioritized your tasks and you're done for the day, and all of a sudden they're calling you to come and do something else. In a work setting like that, for me, because I use Drogo, sorry, and because me and my team, if there's something like that pops up, I just put it as a highlight on Drogo. Okay, so I want you to attend to this. When you see it first thing in the morning, you attend to it. Even if I'm giving you assigned projects that needs to be late at night, to be honest, there's nothing you can do late at night. You have to wait till the next day before you can start doing anything productive. So it is okay to notice, but you can actually it's okay to notice. You can start making like tasks you are doing it the next day. You can't do it the next day. So with that little room for changes that you're putting in mind and keeping in place, it helps you to not feel offended when responsibilities pop up outside of your time schedule, and also helps you to like plan ahead. Okay, I know little changes can come, but I'm planning that tomorrow I'm going to handle this with strategies already in my head. If that answers the question.
Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you very much. You made mention about something. You said there should be, or I should create room for changes. Like say how many, like how much time, like do I have to like set aside for those changes? Is it 30 minutes? Is it an hour? Like how do I go about this? I'm actually very very like curious because I want to know how to go about this so that I can have a balance.
The room for change that you create for a work-life balance actually would depend on you, because so in the ending, it's going to be your life. I would not advise anybody to sacrifice their life for the detriment, like sacrifice for the job for the detriment of their life, because in the end, you would work, and if something happens to you, there will be someone to replace you. We're always replaceable. But for us as a manager or as a team member, when you're allocating room for changes, the change should not be detrimental to you. The change should not be should not cost you too much from your personal life. So I would say the time that you're the room they are living for changes should not be pain and should not be too small that it inconveniences or cause your work to suffer extremely. So let it be a balance. It actually also fully depends on you. If if you understand me, if that answers you.
Yeah, that totally answers. Thank you very much. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you to everyone that hosted this program. I have really learned a lot. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think I have a question.
Okay,
Like,
go
do
ahead.
you have some, yeah, Jesse, do you have some quick tips for like staying connected with my team when I'm busy? In a case where I have a lot on my desk, I have a lot of tasks, I have a lot of requests from different people, right? So I have to do this thing. At the same time, I have to always stay connected with my team. So how do I balance that?
Now, staying connected with my team, it's going to fall under your level of communication with your team members.
Okay.
Now, for me, I'm so sorry. I'm always making reference of to Drogo right now, but because of the project management tool that I use on Drogo, all of my team members are connected. We are all on the space. So if I have an information that I want to share with this particular person, and I also need to be doing my task so that I meet my deadlines, I just need to send a message or a highlight, like we call it on Drogo. I just need to send a highlight, assign it to this team member, and get a notification that Gloria wants you to it's a software that's already downloaded on your phone that you're already using. And if you get a notification just like you get a WhatsApp notification, like, this person has assigned a task to you and check it. You check it on your email that Gloria has assigned it to you. So that it keeps us convinced, okay, I have gotten to this level while handling the task. And then I'll see, they can send me a picture of it if it requires me a picture of it. Okay, this is the level of task I've done. So it keeps me communicated consistently with my team members. But for people who do not use project management tools, that's why we have group chats. Have that. Have that you can just see or send them a mail that you can copy others to it and say, okay, this is the thing that I want to do. This is the thing I want you to do. I want you to revert urgently, treat it as urgent. You can see other people so they'll be aware that okay, you sent a message. So that keeps me in sync with my team consistently.
Yes, yes, it does. Yeah, thank you very much. Do we have any more questions for Gloria? All right, all right then. Thank you, Gloria, for sharing your valuable expertise with us today, and thank you everyone for joining us today as well. We hope you all found this section really informative and inspiring. Right. So don't forget to download the slides and resources we'll be including in our newsletter this week. So if you need a copy, we'll definitely be sending it to each and every one of us here. Right. That would be like a great reference as you put Gloria's tips into action. In the meantime, thanks for joining us and happy managing. Oh, all right, all right. I see your comment. Yeah, I would okay, I don't know if it's too late for this, but I would request that we all send in okay, yes, I can, but I don't know how I can get your email. Um but yes, we'll be sending it to everyone. Um so we'll be sharing it via mail to everyone on this call. All right, thank you very much. I've gotten your email, right? So you'll be getting it this week. Yes, yes, that will be very much appreciated. All right. Thank you for joining us today. Do have a wonderful night. Before you go, please drop your email in the in-call messages so you can get a copy of this presentation. Okay, bye. Bye everyone. All right.
Okay. It seems like it is in-house now.
I'm the speaker.
Zoom. Zoom me.